Okay, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Micaela. How are you? Welcome to our MAT123, week 17, abstract algebra, a course offered by LD Woosley Bethany College in Makati City. Welcome. Welcome, Micaela.
Good afternoon.
Okay, we'll have our final review today, preparation for your exams, both midterm and finals, within next week, no, until May 21. No? So that would be our schedule. So basically, I'll also apply plot 1 rule here, no, for our Math 123. So I already mentioned that the coverage for midterm will be 1-3 to 1-5, and final exam for is 1-6, 1-7, and 2-8. So I hope you take note of those coverage so that you will be guided accordingly. Then I'll be focusing more on conceptual questions. That's why we are actually reviewing some conceptual questions of the book. Okay, so that would be our plus. Now, plus, I would like to mention also, where's that? Nawala pala yung aking ano dito. So before we review, no, properly, okay, I will also include this as for your final period content. No? So each one will have equal number of items. So at least 30 items for both midterms and final examination. No? And then aside from that, aside from the coverage, I will also, okay, I'll just open first our classroom. No? Okay, I will also include of course, the textbook is there already. The review lectures, no? So the review lectures, let me open that. Not all, no, but some portions only. So the review lecture will go until, let me, groups. Okay, the coverage here will be just until page 7. Page 7 for the review material, which will be also used for final period. Okay, so yung hanggang dito sa page 7. Okay, so please take note of that for our final examination. Together with 1-6, 1-7, and 2-8 sections of our course. No? So the latest upload that I will have is this Saturday, so that we have 1 week time to solve for midterm and finals. No? So yan yung maximum, yan yung latest. No? Since I already extended the deadline for both midterm and final until 21, so the expected upload will be 14 or 15. No? It could be a Sunday or Saturday. So anyway, I'll be updating the group, no, regarding this. No? Okay. So I suppose, where is Dale, no? Makakatikim na talaga sa akin si Dale ng kanyang ano. Ang gagawin ko kay Dale. I will not extend for him, no? Tell him if he cannot make it the deadline on 21, so it will be a 0 on her part as far as the examination is concerned, and I will compute as is, no? As if he failed on the course, or he has a 0 mark if he will be still absent and not non-reporting at this time. So I think this already 2 weeks already, no, or 3 weeks, Micaela, that we have not seen Dale on our class. All right, so far, I don't need to remind him every time. No? But yeah, so actually may mga issues din sa other professors niya. No? But I will not discuss that. Okay, I will open now the files. Perhaps you could start at 2-6. I'll be reviewing first the final requirement. Perhaps you could start at 1-6 first, a matter of review. Let me see the files. When will be our graduation, Michaela? The graduation for LD? What exactly?
Hindi ko pa sure, sir.
It must be after week 18, no? Next week. So I think that would be an immediate. I'm not so sure if there will be a combination from academy and the Bible College. Kasi last time it's a combination. I attended the commencement exercise last time. It's a combination, no? From academy, also the LD, and though there are already separate services for the academy, no? So yeah, maybe we could check that as well. Okay, I have some technical issues this afternoon. Kaya hindi pa ano eh. Yun, I thought all right. Yeah, I'll just pull down the files. We'll start with 1-6, 1-7. I think we have done with 1-8, 2-8 last time, and then we'll go back to 1-3 or 1-5, 1-4, 1-3. So ganun yung ano natin. So we'll be reviewing some conceptual questions. Hopefully you could take note. Since this is a review, I'll be choosing randomly from those resources. I'll start with 1-6. Okay, so this is 1-6. Can you see from here? Anyway, conceptual to. Ayan, lalakihan ko. So this is the conceptual questions from 1-6. Can you see from here, Michaela, the questions? So maybe a little bit larger. Okay. Anyway, this is 1-6. No? Let's open the word of prayer. So this will be a random, more of review. We will exchange some answers, and then we will move to 1-7, and then balik tayo dun sa midterm. Okay, let's open a word of prayer. Father in heaven, we thank you for this day. Thank you for the opportunity where we could continue on our review for our final examination. These concepts in abstract algebra, they may be not easy, but these concepts are essential also for teaching some algebraic expressions and foundations for algebraic structures, Lord, that will be taught for math majors. I pray for your grace and mercy that Micaela that you will continually guide her and her preparation for other courses as we will have our final week next week. We thank you, Lord. We honor you, bringing back the honor and glory to you as we continue serving you through this ministry, educational ministry of Bethany Baptist College. This is our prayer in Christ's name. Amen. Okay, so for number 30 and 31, correct the definition of the itemized term without reference to, without reference to the text if correction is needed so that it is in the form of acceptable for publication. Okay? So, para tong may ganitong kategorya nung it could be modified true or false. Whether there are corrections or the statement is correct. So, I'll be reading on number 30. The element A of a group G has an order n element of integer plus, meaning positive integers if and only if a raised to n is equal to e. Yan, so there's a constant e, no, there. So what do you think? You tell me na lang, is a false or a true statement, Michaela? True or false statement?
Ano pong ulit, sir? Number po.
Okay, number 30. Number 30. Tell me whether this is a true or false statement.
Parang false.
So there's an order n of element positive integers if and only if a raised to n is
Kaya ba, sir, yung E, identity?
yes, it's an identity element. Actually, ang sabi dito kulang yung statement, no? It must be eto, I'll complete the readings, no? If element A of group G has an order n element of positive integers, if a raised to n is equal to e and a raised to m is not equal to e for m element of positive or positive integers where m less than n. So that is the complete expression. So it's not just combined. There must be kumbaga there must be a defined value for n, a raised to n. No, kasi because this could be any other any other values for n. Now, but there's only singularity, no? A raised to n is equal to e. Okay, sound check. I think I lost a connection. Sound check 1, 2. Okay, so the inclusion there, if a raised to n is equal to e and a raised to m not equal to e for m element of C plus where m is less than n. So that's the statement. It's not just this simplistic definition. No? So 31, what do you think about 31? About GCD.
True po.
What's your answer? Kindly.
True po.
Okay, true. That's correct. Now, it's definition is correct. The latest common divisor of two passive integers is the largest passive integer that divides both them. Okay, so that's a true statement. Now this time, again, true or false. Starting with the letter A. Okay, every cyclic group is an abelian. Meaning, if it's abelian,
True po.
it must be commutative group. A group that is commutative is abelian. Does it apply to cyclic group? True or false?
True po.
Teka, parang sabog yung boses mo. Ano ka ba? May ano ka dyan? Kasabay ka? Hindi ko masyado marinig. So, is this applied? That abelian is, ayan, sige, chat na lang natin. Medyo ano yun. Okay, I have problems with my communication also. Okay, true statement. Okay, good. Ngayon, baliktarin natin. Is every abelian group cyclic? I know, teka, your statement is true, correct. So every cyclic group is abelian. Now, every abelian group is cyclic, false. Not all abelian are cyclic, correct. Okay, is Q under addition is a cyclic group or rational number under addition? Is it a cyclic group for Q?
In order to make Ferdinand's dream possible.
So imagine you have a cycle of a rational expression or rational number. No? Okay, it's false because your identity element is integer, not rational. So that will make it false. So false siya kasi hindi rational yung identity mo. Now it's actually integer. So it will not be a group, no, for that matter. Okay, about every element of a cyclic group generates the group. Okay, that's a trivial question, no? Every element of every cyclic group generates a group. So lahat ba ng element ng cyclic group generates a group? O merong mga independent?
False po.
Oh, it's false also. Letter D is false. Letter E, there's at least one abelian group on every finite order greater than 0. At least one abelian group in finite order.
(1992 to 1997), 6 years.
True po.
Okay, it's true. Right. Letter F, every group of order less than equal 4 is cyclic.
To participate in the democratic process by making them responsible.
Okay, what's your answer?
False.
Okay, not all, not all. Now, there are certain types of group in the order 4 whose cyclic, the one of which is Klein 4 group. I think that was previously discussed. No? The Klein group is an example. Okay, so that makes it a false statement. All right, so, okay, let's move on. Okay, so all generators of integer 20 now are prime numbers.
Which includes rows.
True.
Okay, it's true. I know it's false, not all. So from 0 to 19 yan eh. 0 to 90, not all are primes. Not all are primes. So it's false. It's false. Okay, next. So letter H. If G and G apostrophe are groups, then G intersects G prime is a group. What do you think? You could use algebra here. Yung ordinary algebra. Pag nag-intersect ba yung G saka yung G prime? Yung intersection nila? Normally, you had been taught that in your set theory as well. This applies also to abstract algebra or algebraic structures.
True. True po.
It's false. It's not a group. Kasi wala kang group na ano doon. No? Ang mapoproduce mo dyan, empty set. Well, empty set is actually part of the elements of the group, but not the group in itself. Okay, it's because you're intersecting G and not G. Assuming both has components or elements on it, but definitely their intersection is an empty set, so it's not a group at all. So H is false. How about I? Yung generators normally ito yung nagpo-produce ng identity. Hindi lang yung identity itself, but there are some elements of the group that are generators, and that would include those who produce identity. So pag ganito, at least, ayan, every cyclic group of order greater than 2 has at least 2 distinct generators, true or false.
Because Bethany doesn't have this. So I didn't.
False.
It's true. True yun. Alright, so it's true. So normally in a cyclic group, Actually, may mga table tayo produce dyan. Not only one, not only the identity element produces identity, but some other elements. No, depending on how many order, no. No, sabi naman dito, at least two distinct groups, at least two. One identity element and another non-identity element generating, no, or generators na tinatawag. So at least. So isa na doon yung identity, tapos may isa pa. At least two. Okay? Okay, so from here, 33, 37, give an example of a group with property described. Or perhaps if there is no examples, now why it is not, doesn't have example at all. No? So that would be the case. For 33, I would have a finite group that's not cyclic. So hindi siya umuulit. So one example here is the client core group. So you just review your client core group stated on the previous material. You could read that. No? So finite group yan. That is not cyclic. And then for infinite group, pag sinabing infinite group, ito na yung mga categories ng real numbers, rational, no, and others. No, these are infinite groups na tinatawag. No? So an infinite group is not cyclic. So ibig sabihin, meron kang grupo sa kayong anong operation. Anong operation? What will be the potential operation? Okay, just an example, cyclic group having 34, no? A finite and infinite group that is not cyclic. So in itself, hindi siya generator. Hindi siya generator ng identity element. Hindi siya nag-generate. So of course, the answer is a real number under addition operation. Yung addition operation, hindi siya immediately babalik doon sa zero. No? O doon sa identity element. So yan yung kaya siya hindi cyclic. Real under addition. Okay, 35. Cyclic group having one generator. Yung grupo na may isa lang generator. Pag isang generator, anong ibig sabihin nun? Yung identity element. Yung generator. Ibig sabihin ko identity element, ilan dapat yung integer? Ilang dapat integer ang kabilang?
Isa po or dalawa?
Dalawa, 0 or 1. And 1 is the identity element. 0 or 1. Alright? So, Z2. Z2 is the answer. Okay, how about 36? An infinite cyclic group having 4 generators. So, infinite cyclic group. No? Has 4 generators. So, okay, I will give the answer here. You just take note. No such exists. No sample exists because every infinite cyclic group is isomorphic. Now, isomorphic to Z under addition, which has 2 generators, 1 and negative 1. So, there is 1 and negative 1 under addition. Okay? So, that there is no existence. No? Walang existence. Walang generator na more than 2, which is only 2. So 4 generators cannot be. There's no such example. Okay, number 37, finite cyclic group having 4 generators. Okay? Okay, so for generators, it will be the four primes. What are the four primes, including 1? 1, 3, 5, 7. Saan siya under what how many integer value or order of z? Yung generator na 1, 3, 5, 7. Z sub 8. C sub 8 has 1, 3, 5, 7. So these are the generators. So finite group having 4 generators. Finite cyclic groups. Okay, so meron yung kaparehong example sa notes, Micaela. You just need to verify, no? Okay, let's move on so that we may I would like to finish all of the lectures, no? So ito na lang hanggang 41 to. So the generator of cyclic multiplicative group with nth root of unity. So there's nth root of unity meaning 1, which is complex. So we will just look at the complex values. Complex values are primitive nth roots of unity or 1 or your identity element. So for at n is equal to 4, now if this is a complex number, n is unity, what would be the probable roots? Ay, wait lang guys. Michaela, have a call. Sandali lang. Okay, what's your answer? So for unity, pag kinuha mo yung fourth root ng isang complex plane, no, excluding the real part, no, assuming siya ay complex plane, ano yung magiging sagot?
Hindi pa mas familiar dito.
Okay, so di ba apat yung magiging sagot dyan? Exclude mo na yung dalawa. Of course, the first root is 1. Because 1 to the 4 is equal to equal to 1, di ba? And the next is negative 1. Negative 1 raised to 4. Pero hindi yun yung roots na hinahanap, yung complex roots lang. Ano ba yung conjugates na partner niya, Micaela? Anong conjugate na ano niya? Ano yung dalawang conjugate? Michaela, ano yung dalawang conjugate? What's the two other conjugates?
Negative number.
Negative I and I. Yan. Yan yung dalawa. Alright, yung dalawa. So, excluding the positive part, yung dalawa, I and negative I. At n is equal to 4. Kasi nth, fourth root. Kaya yung primitive nth roots of unity. Kumbaga, imagine mo yung complex plane, hahatiin mo sa 4. Napaliwanag ko na to previously eh. Yung complex plane, hinati mo sa 4. Anong natirang angle dyan? 0, 90, 180, 270. Ano-ano yung mga values nun? For x-axis, that is 1. And then, negative 1. Dito sa towards third and fourth quadrant. Yung nasa taas, yan yung I mo, imaginary. And then negative imaginary, 270. Okay, gets ba? Ibig sabihin, hinati mo yung complex plane sa 4. Fourth root kasi ang hinahanap. Yung x-axis, real number. So, hindi yan yung tinatanong natin. Yung vertical component, which is I and negative I. Okay? Ayan. So, how about n is equal to 6. So, hatiin mo naman, imagine mo, hatiin mo yung buong complex plane sa 6. Ano-ano yung mga angles na ma-generate mo dyan, Michaela? Kung dinivide mo sa 6. Of course, 0 is there, 0. Hindi yan ang kailangan natin kasi parehong ano lang yan. Ano yung sumunod? 60. 60, 120, 180. Then afterwards, 240. And then 300 degrees. And then you go back to 360. So ano yung kanyang ano na lang? Sige, bigay mo sa akin yung mga radiant equivalent niya. Radiant equivalent ng mga angles na nabanggit except for 0 and 180 degrees. Alright, Michaela? Ano yung 60 degrees na lang? Ano yun? Anong radiant equivalent nun? Malihirap ba, Micaela? Ano yung radian equivalent ng 60 degrees? Pi over 3. Oh, pi over 3. Assuming na yung radius mo, your radius is equal to 1, dahil unity siya, ano yung component mo ng real sa imaginary part at 60 degrees? At 60 degrees, ano yung component ng imaginary mo, yung vertical, saka yung real part na vertical na horizontal? Ano yung component nun? Assuming you have 1 as your unity. No, kasi lahat naman yan unity, no? Radius 1. Pero yung component mo, x and y, magkakaiba. It will vary. No? So what will be the components for? It will plot it as a complex plane. What will be your the components for x and y? Ayun lang. Okay. Oh. Dapat alam mo na yan eh. Sige, drawing natin. May client call kasi ako kanina eh. So ito yung 60 degrees. Ay, hindi pala kita. 60 degrees. Ano yung magiging value mo ng kung 1 yung hypotenuse, 1 yung radius, di ba? Ayan oh. 1 yung radius, ano yung magiging component ng vertical sa horizontal line? Yung x and y mo. So kung 1 yung, wala akong ano dito eh. So that is, solving for sine 60. What sine 60? What is sine 60? Without calculator, siyempre. Sine 60. Dali, sine 60, uy. Sine 60. Sine 60. Naku, nawala pa. Iniwan ako. Nangyari. Yun, sine 60, uy. Sine 60. Kanina pa ako nagsa-sine 60 na wala ka pa. Sine 60, square root of 3 over 2. Cosine 60. That's your x component or your real number component. Cosine 60. 1/2. O, pagsamahin mo yon, what will be the expression? That will be the expression for the first quadrant. First quadrant expression. First quadrant expression. Pagsamahin mo yung dalawa, anong mangyayari? Pero, yung vertical, imaginary siya. Imaginary, take note. So, yung horizontal, that is real number. So, 1/2 plus square root of 3 over 2i. Okay, dapat plus and minus yan. Kasi magre-reflect siyan even in the fourth quadrant. So, ang sagot, 1/2 times the quantity 1 plus minus square root of 3i. plus minus yun. Okay, plus minus. Ayan. Tama. So, plus minus dahil meron kang first quadrant, may fourth quadrant ka. Okay, let's move on. N is equal to 8. N is equal to 8 naman. Bigay mo sa akin ano yung counterpart niya, na meron ba siyang counterpart sa first, sa y-axis and yung katulad ng ginawa natin, yung dalawa. So assuming we have 8 this time, your complex plane, hinati mo sa 8, ano yung makikita? Ano yung makikita dyan? That has components both for the imaginary and real part. Yan, square root of 2 plus minus. Yan. Okay, tama. I think that's correct. So, bali 4 siya, no? So, may isang component. Ayan, plus minus. Yung isa positive yung imaginary. Positive yung real number. Tapos yung isa naman positive. Okay? So, let's move on with number 41 at n is equal to 12. O, huli na yan. N is equal to 12. Yan. Okay, let me check. Okay, exclude mo na yung real only. Real only, saka yung so ang maiiwan lang dyan, 4 supposedly, no? Pati yung imaginary, ano na rin, excluded na rin siya. Okay, correct. Very good. Now let's move on to the next session. So that ends the conceptual question. So I will focus on conceptual questions. So primarily, this is a good representative already for 1-6, no? So I'll get 10 questions from that, no? So marami-rami na rin yan. Okay, on to the conceptual question for 1-7. Okay, these are conceptual questions. All right. Starting number 11. Para wala Michaela, I need to answer this inquiry. Okay, Michaela, how will you tell from Kylie's diagram whether or not the corresponding group is commutative? Okay, here's the description. I will just okay, start with any vertex diagram and see whether the sequence R1, R2, etc. will lead to the same vertex. If the arcs will lead to the same vertex, the group is commutative. No? So according to the description, the group is commutative if and only if these two sequences lead to the same vertex every pair of generating the directed arcs. So you could refer to the samples of the chapter regarding this for number 11. So meron reference dito figures 7, 11, no? Is commutative, no? Determine whether the group corresponds to the figure 7. Let's look at figure 7, 11. So, ito yung ano natin. Okay, what you see about diagram? What can you say about this diagram? Is it commutative or non-commutative? Okay, it's non-commutative. A for A followed by B. No? So A followed by B uh, leads to AB. To AB. A followed by B leads to AB, while B followed by A to A. Is this the right? Teka lang guys, baka mali yung figure natin. Dali lang. Ano kamali? 11.7b. Okay, look at the direction. The direction is quite important. No? A, ang A mo, followed by B, lead to B squared. Their point of vertex is AB. If A, ito yung direction ni A, papunta doon sa B. So, this is towards AB. Or AB yung parang connection point of A followed by B. Pero yung B followed by A, B followed by A is through A cube B. A cube B. So they're not commutative. Hindi sila hindi double-sided, no? So yung again, A followed by B through AB and B followed by A through A cube B. So, parang ganun ang lalabas dyan. No? So they are not commutative. Okay? So they're not commutative. Okay. Okay. So, siguro, you could just answer number 13. Then 14. Okay, it says here, a large outside triangle in figure 7.9b exhibit a cyclic subgroup 0, 1, 2, 4 at Z6. Thus, the smaller inside triangle similarly exhibit a cyclic group C6, Y, and Y not. So let us look at the illustration at 7.9b. 7.9b. Okay. Is the cyclic group for the smaller triangle is the same as the outer. The outer is obviously cyclic. But what about the smaller triangle inside, Michaela? Okay, hindi siya cyclic kasi wala siyang identity element. The identity element with respect to addition this time is 0. This is contained on the outer triangle. But the inside triangle does not have the identity element as 0. No, as far as addition is concerned. So, yun yung parang difference nila, no? All right. So, I hoping you're taking down notes. Then, of course, we could always look at the entire material, no? Okay. Okay. Dami itong ano. All right. Let's move on. No? 15. Okay. The generating set S equal to 1, 2 for C6 contains more generators than necessary since 1 is a generator for the group. So since the identity element, nevertheless, we can draw a Kylie diagram for C6 with this generating set C. Draw such Kylie diagram. Hindi pala pwede mag-drawing dito, no? So anyway, let's keep the problem. Hindi pala pwede mag-drawing. Okay, ganun din sa 18, draw. We cannot do that. Micaela, wait lang. I need to call somebody. No? Wait lang, wait. Alright. Ano ba meron dyan? May conference kayo? Ba't yung audio mo may ano? Okay, sige, okay lang. Sige. Okay, so para may drawing din tong Kylie, no? Sige, we will move on na lang sa next. Kasi I want to maximize the ano. So yung regarding the drawing, I won't ask that anymore. Kasi may hirap sa ano. Okay, 1-5 tayo. One dash 5 starting with number 37, the conceptual questions. Alright. Teka, so 1-5, number 37. Okay, this time you will modify true or false to, no? A subgroup is a group, G is a subset H of G that contains identity element E of G and also contains the inverse of each of its elements. Okay, may kulang ba dun sa definition? Paano magiging subgroup si H? Anong kulang doon? Identity element? May kulang ba o kumpleto na? Or inverse of each element? Nandoon? Ano pa? May kulang ba o sufficient yung definition, Micaela?
Hindi po.
Okay? So, hindi ko na-gets. Sufficient or not? Definition. Of course, there must be contained. Tama yun, may inverse siya. No, pero insufficient siya. No? Identity inverse. Of course, nandun yung inverse. And closure. There must be closure. Okay? So, closure condition must be stated also. That this is close under a binary operation, whether it's addition or multiplication. It must be close to something. Either close to binary addition or subtraction, or is it close to real numbers, integers, or rational expression, whichever. So, walang closure statement, therefore, it's insufficient. How about number 38? O yan, number 38, ito yung complete definition. A group G is cyclic with only if there exists an A element of G such that A raised to N okay. Relay lang, Micaela. Ang dali na, daming ano natin. Okay, Michaela, what do you think about the second definition? Is it sufficient? Sufficient definition?
Okay.
Okay, sufficient definition niya. Cyclic siya. Plus yung A mo generator. Raised to N. No, halimbawa, Z sub 8. So, it will generate 8 integers. So, ganun siya. Of course, N is element or close to integer. Yan. Yung sinasabi natin may closure dapat. Yun yung kulang dun sa number 37. Okay, true or false? 39. A. Associative law holds to every group. True or false?
True.
It's true. All groups should be associative. Pero yung commutative, ano siya? Pag commutative ang group, ano siya?
Abelian.
Abelian. Yun. Alala mo na. Okay, number 2. So it's true. Number 2. Letter B. There may be a group in which cancellation law fails. Cancellation law. So ibig sabihin, this pertains to left side, right side identity or left side, right side inverse. So magpifail ba? Pag group ba, magpifail ba yung cancellation law?
Hindi po.
Okay, so this is a false statement. Okay? Okay, every group is a subgroup of itself. True or false?
True.
Okay, it's true. Okay. Letter D. Every group has exactly 2 improper subgroups. Hindi, pag may time na ako, anong gawin talaga to? Sige, Michaela, huwag mo akong pansinin. Ha? 2 improper subgroups. Every group has exactly 2 improper subgroups.
False po.
Okay, false yan, false. Okay. Letter E. Every cyclic group, every element is a generator. Ay, wala pa pala sagot.
False.
False, of course. Cyclic group has a unique generator. Parang ano lang yun. Parang renaming lang yun.
Ano pong unique? Isa lang?
As a unique generator. So, ibig sabihin, one and only generator. Parang ganun. So, it's a false statement. It's false. Letter G. Every set of a group under addition is also a group under multiplication. So, pag grupo siya under addition, automatic ba grupo din siya under multiplication?
False po.
False, correct. Okay, a subgroup may be defined as a subset of a group.
True?
It's false, no? It's false. Magkaiba yung subset sa subgroup. Magkaiba yun. So, may be defined, no? So, it cannot be defined, actually. Letter I, Z4 is a cyclic group. Is it a cyclic group? Or it contains 0, 1, 2, 3? Pupunta ba agad uli sa 0? Ang generator mo 0? 0, 1, 2, 3? 0, 1, 2, 3? Ganun ba siya? So, cyclic.
True.
It's false. It's true pala. Tama. True. True siya. Z4 is a cyclic group. Okay. May kamali ako doon. So every subset of a group is a subgroup under induced operation. Okay, walang induced operation, so it's a false. Okay, let's move on. 1-4. Ayan. So, yan. Ilang minuto pa tayo, no? So, I will maximize this. Yung 1-3, bahala ka na magbasa doon, no? Yung conceptual question din doon. Readings mo na yan. So, at least, na-cover natin lahat, no? Yung mga conceptual question. Diyan lang magpo-focus, no, Micaela. Plus, yung review material until page 7. Page 7 lang kukunin ko doon. Yung summary, parang pinaka-summary. Napakita ko naman yata kanina yun. Alright? Sayang si Dale, no? Hindi nagpapapasok. Ano ba nangyari doon? Ano bang huling balita mo kay Dale?
Wala rin po.
Ay, sadaglit ah. Naku, may kawag na naman ako. Dali lang. Yeah, very busy day. Okay. So i-critic mo na lang to. Ito yung error dyan. Ito. This portion. E raised to x, e times x is equal to x times e is equal to x equal to identity. Is it correct? Yan yung i-critic dyan. Yung expression na yan, Micaela. Okay, it's wrong. It's wrong. The identity element is equal to E, not X. Okay? So that's the critic there. Okay, next. Letter B. About this parenthesis E. What can you say about parenthesis E? Sasabihin ko na yung mga mali dyan. Is it correct?
Walang parenthesis.
Walang parenthesis dapat. E lang. Okay, letter C. So what can you say about a set? Binary operation such as binary operation is defined. Inverse exists, identity element exists. Anong kulang? To make it a group.
Closure.
Associativity. Associativity is the missing yung ano kasi embedded yon yung inverse niya sa kay identity naka define kasi as a set pag ganon ibig sabihin may closure, no? Define with the binary operation, ibig sabihin it's close to the group. Okay, how about letter D?
Kompleto po.
Okay, what can you say about letter D? Meron lang add na variable dyan na dapat hindi nakalagay dyan.
Yung brackets.
Okay, correct. It should be replaced by E. And this one is not equal to E, it is A. A dapat yan, no? So yun yung mga replacement dyan. And then of course, walang B, A lang. A element of G lang, okay? O yung table, hindi na natin magagawa yan table na yan, pero ito ay sige, true all po tayo, 25. A group may have been more than one identity element, true all false.
False.
False, correct. Okay. Two groups of three elements are isomorphic. Any two groups of three elements are isomorphic. Any two groups of three elements. So may correspondence. What will make it isomorphic? May one-to-one correspondence, may onto, ano pa yung isang property, no? So there's a third property that will make it isomorphic. Yes, it's possible. No? So it's true. So letter C, in a group, each linear equation has a solution, true or false?
True.
It's true. Okay? Haba pala nito. Diba? Okay, proper attitude towards a definition is to memorize it so that you can produce it a word for word as in the text. So obviously this is a false answer, no? So letter E. Any definition of a person gives for a group is correct provided that everything that is a group by person's definition is also a group by the definition of the text. So these are self-contradictory, so it's false. Okay, letter F. Any definition a person gives for a group is correct provided he or she can show that everything that satisfies the condition or the definition satisfy one of the text and conversely. So this is true. Okay, kasi may mga layman's definition ng group, but the definition should satisfy the textual definition or the lexicon definition. All right? So G, every finite group is at most 3 elements is abelian, true or false. Okay, it's true. Okay? Next H, an equation of the form A times X times B is always as a unique solution in a group.
True.
So it's true. Right. An empty set can be considered a group. Ito yung kanina natin. May diniscuss akong ganyan. True or false?
False.
It's false. Okay, lastly, every group is a binary algebraic structure. Every group is a binary algebraic structure. So magsimula ka sa groupoid, sa monoid, no? Lahat ng yan ay algebraic structure. True or false?
True.
It's true. Okay? So that's the end of the conceptual. You do the reading for 1-3. No? So 1-3. So ang coverage 1-3, 1-4, 1-5 for midterm, 1-6, 1-7, and 2-8 for finals, plus the reviewer, 7 pages of reviewer for final period. Okay? God bless on your exam, Micaela. The latest upload will be this Saturday, but it could be earlier for other courses as well. It may be earlier, but not later than Saturday or Sunday at most, so that you will have a 7-day time to accomplish all of this of the exams, not later than 12 midnight of before, that is exactly 11:59 p.m. on May 25, both for midterm and final exams. And I will apply the plot one challenge also. Okay, so those are my final words, and then we won't meet any more next week, but on the 18th, if you're able, on the 21st rather, if you're able, you could join us on the final challenge that I'll be giving to all LD students. So that will be my final challenge for them. Okay, Micaela, some thoughts?
Sir, clarify lang po. Clarification.
Hindi ko marinig. Sabog talaga, no? Ano ba nangyari sa mic? Sorry Lakas na nga ng volume nito. Ulit. Sige, go ahead. Oo, yes. Lahat ng subject ganun. Because I would like to make a Plat 1 challenge. Lahat ng subject ganun. So parang ano na lang yon, parang bakasyon tayo ng midterms. Ayan, so bakit? Because of the Plat 1 challenge. Kung binigay ko yung midterm exam nyo during the midterm, walang Plat 1 challenge. That's the reason behind it. So meaning, yung midterm exam, it's independent to your final exam. But this time, I'm giving equal weight for them. Whichever is higher, it will carry on your semestral grade. So that's the reason behind giving all major exams, midterm and finals, to the final exam because of my Plat 1 challenge. Okay, without the Plat 1 challenge, I could readily give to you your midterm exam during the midterm. Okay? Did I answer your question? So that's the reason actually. I never tell that to other classes. Kasi hindi naman nila tinanong. Reason. So yeah, I would like to apply Plat 1 challenge to all of my courses. That's why I intentionally delayed the midterm exam. To add challenge, no, para siyempre may challenge. Kasi yung kung midterm, pag na-release na yun, wala na kayong magagawa doon. So you have the entire week. No, I think 1 week is a generous time for you to make your both examinations. Of course, magkaiba naman siya ng coverage. So it will not really matter. Okay? So sige, thank you Micaela for your time. I hope you could perfect the course. It's really hard. No? The course is really hard. Even I doubt if your other math professors would be willing to teach this course. So abstract algebra. But there are a certain degree of difficulty where kaya nga it's called abstract algebra. It's never concrete. It's always on your mind. There are a lot of things of abstract reasoning that needs to be applied on algebraic structure. So nevertheless, it's good thing that you have only one abstract algebra class. Yay! Right? So one, but for masters, you have abstract algebra 1 and 2 for the graduate school. But for BS Math students, 1 and 2 as well. Okay? So other questions you may want to ask again? Okay, so sige, noted. See you during the exam week. Same rule. Quiz code. When I lucky quiz code, 3-hour period applied. Huwag pagsabayin, no? One at a time, one exam at a time. So, para at least at least pahinga na konti. Pero pwede mong kunin at the same day, midterms and finals, okay? Sige, let's close our prayer. Thank you for this time. I hope Dale is okay, but he okay. Definitely. If he will fail the exam, I will recompute his exam as if he failed the exam. So that's I don't need to announce that. It's a responsibility of everyone. So it's responsibility. So even backward corrections, I'm expecting much responsibility from students in terms of their attendance. So, importante attendance. No? Unless review siya ng video, malalaman niyo yung mga pinag-aaralan natin dito. So, whatever deal chatting ni Michael sa related information, no, he needs to so kung meron siyang i-apply ko pa rin sa kanya yung pero definitely kung with this I might not apply that. So kung maka-Plat 1 siya sa baka hindi ko gamitin yung so many attendance. Let's see if we perform on the midterm and final examination. If we be able to take both, no? So that's the dilemma. So knowing that we have been here or I think 3 weeks, from those weeks, I'm not around, but he was not able to chat me knowing the schedule of the group. So technically he's not present at all. No? So of course your attendance is not dependent on my absence and my presence. So since I'm your professor, it will always depend on your presence or your presence. Right? So yun ang ano natin kay Lou. Sana ano naman si Dave, magkaroon siya ng focus. Actually, research niya. I'm still waiting for his feedback for his 181. I don't know paano sa 181. Kasi wala namang final exam. So, yung research output. So, I don't know what's happened to his research output. Okay, Michaela, thank you so much. Thank you for your diligence. No? So, sige, let's go to the word of prayer. Father in heaven, we thank you for this opportunity that we could continue on our review for the final period, both for the midterm and final examination. I pray your grace and mercy and patience to us, even Dale. We have not seen him for 3 weeks. Already, even in the YouTube, he has not expressed his digital presence. I pray that you will guide him, protect him, as Michaela, as they are pursuing excellence in teaching, in their ministry, and their profession. So we thank you, Lord. Continue to guide us even for next week, the final week. It's our prayer in Christ's name. Okay, thank you so much, Michaela. God bless you. See you soon. See you tomorrow, by the way, on our Edu 115. God bless you. Okay.